Everybody, I think we are live. Let me move some things on my desk. This probably sounds horrible. Quick mute. All right, what is up? What is up? Let me double check. We are going live in the places we need to be live. X and YouTube. Good morning to the squad. If you are watching the replay, I am doing this stream to help you get ready for the day in the stock market. I know we did one yesterday. It might be kind of similar to the the futures are open, but we're seeing a little bit more movement as we look into what's happening in the stock market in the pre-markets. SPY is up 0.6%. QQQ is up 0.8%. This is better than when we first opened up the overnight markets, which was around here. So up a couple points. Now we're up at 558. This is the 50-day moving average. I believe it's actually going to be 50 period. So it'll be off of the 1 hour. I don't chart that much. I'm going to stop talking there. But this is initially what we have going on here. There was a lot of stories in the pre-market. These were two ones that I was watching. Tesla and Lyft. I actually took a position in Lyft in the pre-market. It is now below the cost basis, which I ended up getting in at. My Lyft that I got, average cost 1408. I bought this morning, and let's dig right into some of the news stories from this morning. This was the Lyft one. Lyft partners with Baidu to deploy autonomous rides across Europe. I thought it was very intriguing to see a U.S. and Chinese company partnering to deploy services in the European Union. If I'm the European Union, I'd want at least one of these two to be me. But cookie doesn't always crumble that way. So I don't know how that's going to end up working out. Lyft, if we look left on Lyft, one of the reasons I was willing to speculate on a little swing trade here, see if anything. This stock has been pretty beaten up, has not recovered super well in this recovery. There's still like an 18 level. So there's a lot of work to do here. My play is, hey, is the market going to start to speculate around robo-taxis? Maybe we kind of jump back up. We'll see. We shall see. Something that I am keeping an eye on. The other big story of the morning was around Tesla. This came out. Tesla approved a 96 million share stock award to Elon Musk. There is a bunch of details to kind of know around this. They released this full letter as well to shareholders, kind of talking through about the litigation. And some of the stuff that retaining Elon Musk is better, more important than ever. And I thought the provisions were also a little bit interesting. So 96 million restricted shares of stock subject to Elon paying a purchase price of the 2-year vesting period. The purchase price is $23 per share. That's based off the 2018 compensation package. Require that Elon serve continuously in senior leadership roles during the term. Pledging allowance to cover tax payments. A mandatory holding period of 5 years from the grant date, except to cover tax payments or the purchase price. If the Delaware court fully reinstates the 2018 package, the interim award will be forfeited or returned, or a portion of the 2018 CEO award will be forfeited. To put it simply, there cannot be any double dip. Elon will not be able to keep this new award in addition to the options he will be awarded under the 2018 share award. So basically what's happening right now, that 2018 compensation package that they took away from Elon, that is still kind of, I believe they won the court case, but it's being arbitrated, or it's being trying to, what is up, Mikey B? I appreciate you being here. They're trying to fight it in court. So if he ends up getting that full compensation package, then there's that. If he doesn't, this is kind of their backup plan, starting to move that in here. And I'd assume that he will be made whole no matter what ends up happening. Special committee consisting of 2 of us. Maybe should be more people on that than just them 2, but that is what it is. The special committee continues to work on address the longer CEO compensation strategy, which we plan to put to a shareholder vote at the November 6th annual shareholder meeting. And I believe the proxy votes for that will go out in October or September. So we'll know a little bit more in the next month or so. We did also have Tesla China sales data came in a little bit below expectations. I believe we might be getting US sales data, maybe today. I think it would be tomorrow, though. I'll be keeping an eye on that at 9 a.m. Eastern. Those were the 2 big stories here, though, in the pre-market. Lyft giving back some of those gains that I had. Let's get to the 1 hour. Yeah, it got all the way up here. It gave it back. And then Tesla up 2.5% in the pre-market. Good morning, CJ. Good morning, Mikey. I appreciate you both coming in and hanging out with me on this morning stream. Like I said, this one is kind of similar to what we did last night. a couple more news stories, a couple more movements, but I really want to get back into the rhythm of doing these morning things. So this, truthfully, today is equally as much for me as it is for you. We do have a pretty, let's go through a couple more of the morning, then let's go through some of the stuff to expect for today, and then we will go from there. So the Tesla story was big. The Boeing fighter jet factory, its defense workers are going on strike after turning down a new contract offer. That is roughly 3,200 workers that are beginning their strike early today. BA, is this reacting off of this headline, is down 0.6% in the pre-market trading, hanging right around this 50. But Boeing can't catch itself a break. A lot of its workers are going on strike. Can you give me more details on this strike? Let's see what the AI says. Let me know in the chat what stocks you guys want me to just take a quick look at. Who's on strike? 3,200 unionized workers. Maintain the U.S. military aircraft. Rejected latest 4-year contractor proposal. The company offered roughly a 20% general wage increase, a $5,000 signing/ratification bonus. However, union members felt short of their key issues like job security, healthcare benefits, etc., etc. All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. But Boeing did get that headline this morning. Stock moving a little bit lower in the pre-market trading there. We also had, I made this little NVIDIA thing. It's not any new information, but it is, well, I guess it is new information, but it's not like news. It's how much the stock has been valued at the start of August every single year, going back to its IPO. 4.2 trillion this year, 2.7 last year. You go back just a decade ago when we were at 11 billion. So quite the growth there for NVIDIA. We had a White House economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, coming out and saying he had a couple more statements. These are the ones that I thought was the most interesting, or at least people were gravitating towards. Everyone should bank on tariffs being resolved. Compiling a short list for the BLS replacement. For anyone who didn't see on Friday, we got the jobs data. We got a very large revisions on the last 2 months down on the amount of jobs that were created. And then the head of the BLS, the person who was gathering all this data, was let go. We'll say was let go. It was fired. You're fired. I know there was some people talking about this one. Obviously, everyone complains about the data, so it's not like people necessarily disagree with it. There's a fear, though, that the data will get worse based on the circumstances which the person was let go. We'll see, but big revisions in data require transparent explanations. I don't think that is the craziest statement out there. This next one, we'll see. I don't know what data has been showing this. Data shows tariffs are being borne by foreign producers, is a Kevin Hassett statement. I would like to see more of the data behind that one. If you guys didn't know, also, by the way, this does have a live chat. Like, you guys can come in here. We got CJ saying hi, Mikey B saying hi, and then we got Jonathan wanting to look us at Shopify, which reports earnings this week, and a couple others. If you guys are just like seeing this and hearing something, click into the live stream, and you should be able to comment there. That is a live chat. I'm doing more of these live streams, so you probably want to figure out how to find them. Also live on YouTube. Let's make the market count. I forgot you guys could see this. So appreciate you guys. If you want to comment below the stream. Another story that I am waiting to post to give this one a little bit of time to breathe is Spotify is increasing prices in several regions outside of the US. This letter is about to be going out to Europe, South Asia, Middle East, a bunch of different countries, increasing the price. It seems like $1 is or a euro or whatever is going to be the increment they're going up. Spotify setting this out. They had some weak numbers recently. Where is Spotify stock at? That is up 5% in the pre-market there. Are you going long on Palantir? CJ, I do own a couple of shares of Palantir. My cost basis is somewhere in the 30s, 40s, 50s, something like that, I could tell you. So I still own it. I'm certainly not buying more here. I'd be lying if I would told you I haven't had that thought of, do I take a profit or something? I have it in my IRA, actually, is where it is. I have 17.6 shares in the IRA at a cost basis of $26.82. So what cost did I put in here? I've actually already sold. I sold 6 shares at around. I sold 5 shares at 107, and then 1 share at 144. So I put into Palantir in my IRA 450. 550, 600. I put like $600 into Palantir in my IRA, and I've taken out 700. I I was joking around with Frank yesterday on this. Girl math is whatever. Boy math is when I buy $500 of stock, it doubles and I take out half. That $500 I have left in there is free money. Now it is not free money. It is very much not the case, but it feels like that. So I've covered my cost basis on Palantir and my IRA. I feel comfortable holding it. We'll see if it keeps going higher. I mean, 157 is just insane. When we look at the market cap here, it is the 24th largest company in the world, $364 billion. It was larger than Home Depot. Was that up in the pre-market? Up about 2%. What's Home Depot doing? Up about 0.3, so will probably be larger than it again once the market opens. It'll be close. J&J, they still have a little bit more work to do, although the letters that all these healthcare names got from the president last week might put a little bit of a headwind over them. So we'll see. Costco, Exxon, these numbers start to get a little further apart. So we'll see if it can keep going. All right, you dropped a couple stocks that you want. I'm going to check in the pre-market. Then I want to go through the earnings calendar as well. Shopify is up 1% in the pre-market. BBAI is up 2.5% in the pre-market. Interesting. What is up, said? I appreciate you being here, John. Good morning. Thank you, guys. John Smith, aka Simon. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on this one. Goal is to just help you guys get ready for the day. Oop, I typed in your name, not the stock you wanted. NVIDIA is what Nick wants us to take a look at. NVIDIA is up 1% in the pre-market. They did have a little bit of a headline that I thought was like not really a headline, but whenever Foxconn or something like that do a deal, they always name it as like NVIDIA partner or something. So, or NVIDIA backed or something, So no call options. I have lost too much money on margin. I don't do margin, truthfully, but no, I'm not betting any really short term on Palantir. One of the companies we work with has a 2x long Palantir ETF, Granite Shares, PTIR. I know this one's popular for the traders out there. I don't know. And the good thing about these versus the versus options is these trade in after hours. So I mean, this is 2x versus 100x on margin on leverage. I personally wouldn't advise margin. That is up to you though. But yeah, this is company I'm working with. I keep PTIR on my radar a little bit. Apple up about 0.8 in the pre-market. Let's hit send on this. And then let's look forward to a little bit. We did this yesterday. I won't dig too deep into it. This is the earnings calendar for the week. Very, very busy. We maybe don't have the Magnificent Seven names, but each day and after hours, we have some names that a lot of people care about. Today, it's Palantir, Hims, Mercado Libre, Axon. Tomorrow, there's a couple in the morning. Even Lemonade has become popular. AMD is one that I am super excited about. The chat was gravitating a lot towards SMCI yesterday. ALAB and Zeta are two that I'm watching. ALAB, I had a position around 90. I just sold out. So we'll see. If it goes up to like 200 now, I might be a little butthurt, but I will take the profit. I think I sold out around like 130. Zeta, Upstart, Toast has begun a conversation on our spaces a little bit. As you were talking about there, Wednesday morning, Shopify is a big name. Look at Wednesday. Shopify, McDonald's, Uber, Disney, Oscar Health. I know a lot of you guys like that one in the morning. And in the afternoon, Airbnb, DraftKings, Realty Income, and IonQ, AppLovin. Like I said this yesterday too, there's a stock that's getting acquired. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's an S&P 500 name, which means there is now going to be an extra spot in the S&P 500. So AppLovin, Robinhood, etc. Expect to hear a lot more of that rumbling. I believe August 8th is when that goes through, and we will get a name added to the index. These are a lot of the earnings on Wednesday. Looking over to Thursday, I'm excited for Eli Lilly, but I know the market, Celsius, QB, TS, D-Wave. This is a quantum name. Datadog has also been pretty popular. After hours, we got the big, Trade Desk, MP Materials, which if I take this off MP Materials, it goes down a lot further than I thought it would. And the way they rank this is by popularity, the amount of people on here that set results or set those alerts. So I thought it would be higher, but MP, Kratos, this is look at this day too. Trade Desk, Rocket Lab. I don't know why SoundHound is this high up. Square, Pinterest is one that was getting a lot of love yesterday on the stream. SMR, another small nuclear name. MP Materials and Kratos, these are two that I am watching as well. CleanSpark, crypto name. So very, very busy week. We kind of built it up Friday. The Nancy Pelosi name, Tempest AI, said is watching AMD. Yeah. When I look at this week as a whole, Palantir, AMD, I'm excited for Shopify, Uber, Disney, Eli Lilly, Airbnb, TTD. So, full transparency, this Wednesday morning has the most names that I'm really watching. But a lot of big stuff. Palantir, Hims, I know the market loves. Hims and Oscar playing in that similar theme. Mercado Libre, international e-commerce. Even Shift4 is one that Jared Isaacman I'm a fan of. You get Figma. I got one share of Figma. I was one of those people on Robinhood who only got the one share. Better than zero, So I'm up a couple $100 there. We are coming up here at 9 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. Eastern is a popular time when news has the potential to come out. It doesn't mean it will, but it has the potential to. So I'm pulling up my Benzinga Pro little screener right here. Solid product. For stuff like this specifically. I think it's expensive, but I don't fully know. So we're waiting here for 9 a.m. Eastern, see what type of news we get out. And then if there's more stocks that you want me to take a look into, feel free to throw that in the chats. You guys have been active. Like I said, I love these live streams because this live chat changes everything. The spaces are great because I can connect with a lot of people and bring them on and up on the panel. But the live chat is an amazing thing. So thank you guys for all talking in there. All right, what do we got? Astronova points Snowflake to announce its earnings on August 27th. Constellation accepting applications for 2020 education grants. That's not anything. Raytheon Blue Canyon Technologies announces new, larger spacecraft. Blue Canyon Technology, a small satellite manufacturer and mission provider for Raytheon, has unveiled its latest spacecraft bus. Okay. Full track. The Spam brand hits the road with Spam Sushi. Spam in collaboration with Kroger is turning heads this summer, and they're doing it in style. Earlier this year, sushi products. All right, interesting. What do you guys think? Is this worth the post? I think it might be. BZ has been Zynga. What do you guys think of this post? I might put it out there. Let's see. Workday to announce August. Why is there nothing there? All right. Okay. So this is one of the things. They do some weird stuff sometimes. Let's give it a refresh. Okay. Grayscale announces strategic expansion and board of directors company and platform announcing strategic expansion of its board of directors team. The management team expands to DNJC. Never heard. Chief of Communications at Maxwell Rosenthal. Interesting. I heard Grayscale was trying to go public, so it's probably around that. I kind of want to post the spam one. I think I'm going to. Been listening to the All In podcast, and they said they're working on a better version of the Bloomberg desktop. Hopefully, it's not 25K. Yeah, that would be pretty big. That would be huge. I am waiting for something like that. Let's. I want to get this. Let me get this post up. So stick by me for a second here. Do you guys watch the All In podcast? I know it's very popular. I'm sure a lot of you guys watch it. All right, spam. This is owned by Hormel Foods, I guess, owns them. Okay, let's get this. Who owns spam? Yeah, it is Hormel Foods. First spam. Food truck. All right, here's the tweet I ended up coming up with. Sorry, I got silent there. I'm not great at multitasking. I feel like you guys have clearly seen that. See what you guys are saying, though. What do you think of this post, though? You hear anything about Zeta sandbagging their quarter for guidance this quarter? Sounds like it might be a big beat tomorrow. David, I don't have any data like that. Zeta is one that I am more recently watching. Like, I've only started getting that name over the last month or so, weeks. So that's something that I am learning a little bit more on. I have no idea. David, I'm excited to see, though, and kind of get used to the quarter a little bit more. It's a very, very tiny position, more just adding it to my watch list so I can keep it on my radar. Not a big fan of Hims Green today with earnings at the close. What is Hims like in this pre-market? Melly also with the earnings after the close. Hims up 2.1%. This feels pretty high, 60. Feels in the higher range of where we have been. Yeah, this is near the top. Okay. I don't love when earnings are coming in off of a really hot move. I get why you were saying that. We'll see. Doesn't mean they can't beat it. I feel like Oscar Health has been pretty strong coming into this as well. No, Oscar has not been strong. 13. Okay. Has Elon said anything on Starlink going public? Because I know if it does, it will be in Mag 7. Your thoughts? There have not really been anything concrete with Semi recently. There's been stuff that will do it at some point. There's been rumors that they might be looking into it, but nothing that I would be able to report as concrete. There was some stuff saying at some point earlier this year that they were be looking to do it in 2026. I have no idea, though. Yeah, obviously it would be a really high valuation business. SpaceX, I think, was valued at $400 billion. I don't know how much of that is Starlink. There's just a lot of I don't knows there. That's what happens with private companies. But I think it would be definitely, be one of the top 50 largest companies in the world. I mean, when we're talking about Palantir at $364 billion, this is where SpaceX would be as a whole. I mean, Starlink being half of it, being around this range, Disney, American Express, Caterpillar, Merck, that is quite the significant company. I don't know if it will quite be Mag 7 at this point, but who knows how valuations would end up playing itself out too. Now, SpaceX itself, not very interested in. I kind of like space. Like I don't know if I necessarily want to own Starlink compared to SpaceX, but I'm also not the brightest person in the world. Hormel Foods owns Spam just put out this food truck shaped like Spam. God bless America. All right, it feels like a decent post. Some of the stuff that you guys should be watching out for today. Let's check the Catalyst watch very quickly. Opendoor, New Fortress Energy are set up for a volatile week. Most overbought stocks per their 14-day relative strength index include all of these names. Earnings watch, IPO watch. Firefly Aerospace is expected to price its IPO and start trading during this week. I believe that means they would begin trading like Thursday. The analyst quiet periods on these stocks as well will be going up, so expect some analyst reports there. Dividend watch. Not a lot of huge names. Shareholders of Vigil Neuroscience will vote on the deal of the company to be acquired by Sanofi. The FDA will at 10 a.m. Eastern will hold a significant public meeting about the reauthorization of the medical device user fee amendments. I don't know too much into that. I'm sorry. June durable goods. The Federal Reserve's Senior Loan Officer Opinion Survey, they also call this the SLOOS survey, or on bank lending products will be released. Yeah. And then Palantir earnings after the close. I see some people talk about this one, but it doesn't happen too often. When we look at here, it's just factory orders at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then it is an earnings afternoon. Palantir, we can actually go like this. And it even gives you some of the results for the morning one. Pretty decent numbers on the morning. And then after the close, you can expect Palantir on 405, HIMS around 405, Melly right, and Axon right after the close. And here are a couple of the others. So that is when to expect a lot of those numbers. Let's do one more check around some of the stocks that I want to see how we're opening up in this pre-market. Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA. Let's just do a Mag 7 check. Tesla up 2.5, NVIDIA up 1, Meta is up 1. All right, Microsoft is up 0.7 in the pre-market. Google is up 0.6 in the pre-market. Let's start going a couple more. The Netflixes of the world. Palantir is up 2.2. Grab. I got into RKT. Ooh, that's nice. Up 3%. Open Door. Open Door up 14. Zeta. We're getting down to some of the traders. This is my cost base at 1620. BMNR up 5% in the pre-market. Let's get some a little bit better names. Shopify, Uber. Shopify up 1, Uber up 3. Up 1. I don't know where the 3 came from. And let's close this out with QQQ and SPY. SPY is up 0.6. QQQ is up 0.9 to start out trading today. All right, I think we're at a pretty decent place to close this out there. CJ, are these two different CJs? We got both the names CJ, different profile photos. I appreciate both of you guys for being here with me, though. Let's run through one more time. Like I said, the people chatting in this live chat is what's make these live streams great. This is why I want to continue doing these. So thank you to CJ, also CJ. Thank you to David for saying hello. Nick, Lil Mafia. We had John Smith talking about Boeing. Endless said, Mikey B. Thank you for being here, Mikey. David was here earlier too. Jonathan has been in a bunch of these streams. I'm trying to get some really smart people on here with me. What is up, Retire on Dividends? Thank you for being here. That's a poor man's terminal created by Skrelly. Oh, the Goodell terminal. I've seen a little bit, but I haven't dug too far into it. Tom Lee was just on CNBC talking about BMNR. Okay. You're watching Mew today. Up 1%. Semiconductors. What about Avgo? I saw there's something with Avgo and Meta. Trader Girl, thank you. I don't necessarily disagree, but they don't. So the reason he doesn't want to take SpaceX public is because he doesn't want to be able to lose that vision of being able to go to Mars. I don't think he has as good of a reason to not take Starlink public. Maybe he just hates being a public company under Tesla. But is this going to be a daily live show? I hope so. Motivation in the morning is a tough thing always. Yes. I do not stay streamed through the market open. I'm not a trader. I'm not equipped to do this. Where you can, though, go and get some really great content throughout the open. I do a lot on Wolf Trading. So we're going to be opening up a live stream here in 3 minutes. So a Spaces. So a Spaces will be on here all day. 10 live traders or so, 15, 20 if you count throughout the entire day. And then also we are doing a live stream from the Wolf account as well, if you guys didn't know. There we go. So if we go to here, they're actually live right now over on the YouTube. So this is where live trading is going to be going on throughout, either here or if you just go over to this Wolf Trading X account. We're going to be opening up a Spaces any second here. So that is where the live trading will be going on. I am definitely not equipped to be helping you with trades. Thoughts on ARK investing? CJ, we got it coming on both accounts. Semis are going to crush earnings. Stay bullish, boys. The Spaces are clutch, not going to lie. David saying, see you on Wolf. Yeah, those Spaces are awesome. I think live streams might be the future over Spaces, but I want a way to get that Spaces magic, the friends talking with friends, the traders, the community coming together on there a little bit. But I think the screen just makes it all the difference. Thoughts on ARK Invest though? I have an account, if you guys didn't know, that has tracked Kathy's trades for years. Arc Daily. I've been running this every single day. I post what her trades are. Kathy, I think the investing concept of shooting for 10x's makes a lot of sense in this world that we are right now. I think the pace of innovation has picked up drastically. I think a lot of their ideas and concepts, I think, make a lot of sense. Yeah, there's always the arguments around trading, their positioning and stuff like that. Obviously, RK could be looking a little bit better when you zoom out to certain time frames. Although the 5-year looks pretty bad. All looks a little bit better, but you're always going to get some criticism when this is the 5-year chart and the majority of people were buying up here. It's not all her fault, but still, I'm a fan of the underlying investing concepts. Is the Avgo meta news true? I didn't see it coming from the sources that I would have ended up and posting, but I saw where people were posting it from, and the news source doesn't look not legit. It looks like a Taiwan, like supply chain supply chain news network. Sorry. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was real, but I need to give more time to be able to dig into it and see what's actually legit and not. Said so. I would say I am leaning towards it is being true. Kathy was a great investor 5 to 10 years ago. Today, maybe not so much. Yep, it's fair criticism. It is some fair criticism. Although you're the one who asked that question on the other account. There you go. I am more of a fan than I would say the average person on X of Kathy Wood. Doesn't mean I go in and love them and own too much of the products. I own a tiny bit of RK. I am down on it. I've done a lot on it. Done a lot. But yeah, I think the concepts there are not too crazy. This is going to be a daily live show, though. I'm going to pretty much say that I'm going to try and get some smart people on it. I think this is some prime time Evan spot where I can come in and deliver some value, help you guys get ready for the day, go through some of the big news stories on the morning, cover that 9 a.m. Eastern news dump for you. Some days we will get some actual interesting stuff, not just a spam mobile. But again, we had Spotify raising prices. That was up 5%. We had Kevin Hassett. He's a White House economic advisor saying some comments. I thought this Lyft deal was meaningful. We'll see if the market ends up once we open up, if the market goes in the direction I think it is. And then this Tesla approving $96 million stock award to Elon Musk. If he gets his compensation package, the 2018 one back, this goes away. If he doesn't get it, I imagine there's going to be a couple more stuff like this. We talked about these are the earnings to expect for today. Palantir, Hims, Melly, Axon, these other ones too. Was Nebius reporting today? I believe you kept talking about that. Oh, the one that's not Tom Lee's company reports. I always get these mixed up. BMRN, and then BMNR. No, I don't see Nebius. Good morning, Patrick. Oh, different accounts. Okay, CJ, I got you. I thought you guys were the same person. There you go. I thought you were doing some hard work. Retire on dividends. I appreciate you. I'd be down. I'd love to hear some Smoke and B Trades ideas. I'd love to hear some of B Trade. Oh, okay, I thought you said Smoke. I don't know why I read that. He seems like a fairly smart individual. B Trades. I will message him to come on these. And Wolf Trading is doing these like trader spotlight things where just taking 30 minutes digging into the trading style, and maybe B Trades coming on there. Or yeah, I think do you mean BK or B Trades? Probably B Trades. But Patrick, I appreciate you hanging out here. Once I close this down, this whole stream will become a recording. We got the CJ Doppelganger. Shout out the CJ squad coming in, running the Spaces live stream chat. All right, I'm rambling. I knew this would happen. Get excited for the day. I'm going to go join that Wolf Trading Spaces, which is now also open, by the way. Let's Wolf Trading Spaces, as you can see, open, live trading for the day. Got a couple people in there. This is the calendar for the week on the content we're making. Little software talk there. Afternoon live trading. Okay. Stocks on Spaces is something that I'm a big fan of. The show that I help co-host. So keep an eye out for that. We have a lot of earnings, so those will be off the back of these spaces. So around 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern, watch my account, and I will be in a lot of good shows. For the Yield Max fans out there, we have a 12 p.m. Eastern conversation on Wednesday with the team, the people behind it, the trader behind it. So if you're interested in Yield Max and those income ETFs, that's a space I would tell you to not miss. Tesla fans, same time on Tuesday, we're doing a Tesla deep dive. That is another space I would say, if you're a fan of that, do not miss. We should have an earnings chat somewhere on here. Maybe I'm just doing it as a live stream. Yeah, it's probably just as a, oh, no, here it is. 1 p.m. Eastern, right after the Tesla space, we have an earnings deep dive chat. This is one that I'm also really a big fan of. So come hang out with us for that one as well. But yeah, I think that's it. GG's in the chat. I appreciate you, CJ. I appreciate the entire squad for commenting. I'm not going to go through and read every single person again, but we had a solid 50, 60 comments here or something, it felt like. So thank you. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm also live on YouTube. YouTube. Trying to grow over there. The X is fantastic, but one thing YouTube does is it has all the live streams, just the live streams in one place. It makes that nice and easy to go in and see and all the recordings. So check out the YouTube. Once I close this out, this entire thing turns into a recording. So if you missed any part of it, you can go back and watch. And like I said, I'm going to go hang out on the Wolf Trading account and get some live for the day. I appreciate you.